started again. Hey everyone, welcome to our weekly get together where we get to talk about all things eutaptics, one topic at a time, and really more like a roundtable discussion and getting to go in depth and getting to hear each other's insight, any examples that show up, any inspiration for each other. And I wanted to have more like a slideshow today, but I didn't get around to doing it. But I just wanted to get everyone's permission just to put it out there that by being here, you're giving me the permission to record because I'll be putting it up on the level one group and everything. And so is that okay with everyone?
Yep.
All right, wonderful. All right, so let's get started. So today we're going to start with what is the belief? Um, Page 32 for me in one book. So it should be around there for you guys. If you all can pull up your book, that would be awesome. And then we can start reading and hopefully some more people will join. I shifted the time an hour earlier. I hope that's okay with everyone.
It's good for me
So,
because I think the things that I'm 7 hours ahead of Central Time.
yeah,
So when you make it later in the day, I can't be awake.
okay. Andrew is out in Australia and it's 3:30 a.m. there for him.
3:32.
3:33, you said?
3:30, yeah, 3:32 on the
3:32.
night
Wow.
of
I know.
tomorrow.
Bravo.
Ah,
All right. Okay, so who would like to read first? We'll just read a couple paragraphs, one or two paragraphs, whatever works good for you from the book.
I can read.
Okay, go for it, Diana.
Okay, so what is a belief? Beliefs are internal representations with past references. Beliefs are supported by a structure of memories that prove the belief. Example, if you have a belief that you're not good enough, the reason you believe that you're not good enough is that you have proof and evidence based on past experiences. So from early on, whatever you experienced in your life that was interpreted to mean you're not good enough was organized by your subconscious and linked together to form a foundation of proof that you are not good enough. This is why beliefs feel so real. They are based on proof. Very true. Okay. More or discussion or?
Let's see. Does anyone have any insights on that?
No, it just feels so true.
It feels, yeah. So belief, Robert says belief has um, you know, different legs. You got proofs, which is the memories, and then those emotions that are so strongly attached to those because of the memories. So to dismantle a belief, you have to like work on the memory, of course, and then those emotions that are connected with it and the sensations and feelings. All those need to be taken care of, and then we can change a belief easily because we don't have any connections to it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. All right, we have Richard joining in. Hello, Richard. Welcome.
hello. How are
All right.
you? I'm going to
Good. Good
mute
to
myself
see.
and I'm going to put my thing up. I'll just sit and listen. That's okay.
Okay. Yes, we are
Okay.
just starting to read about what is a belief from the level one eTaptics book. And so we're just discussing it. So who would like to read next? Okay, go for it, Sherry.
Okay. The fact that beliefs are based on memories that quote unquote prove the belief means that in order to change the belief, you have to change the memories. An example, you have memories of experiences in which you felt not good enough. Bearing in mind those experiences are over now, they're not happening right now. You can change the way they're represented in your subconscious, unconscious mind limbic system. The truth is, the proof is not real. It is simply a representation of experiences that are no longer happening. Change the proof and the belief automatically changes. If you know how beliefs are formed and what holds them together, you can dismantle them and change the memories or proofs and the emotions, feelings, and sensations to form a more empowering beliefs that will help you generate desired outcomes.
Finish up that section and then
Do what?
uh, there's a couple more sentences if you would like to finish
Oh,
those up.
excuse. Okay. Notice that emotions, feelings, and sensations are in the same category. What's the difference between those? Not much, really. They're spelled differently. Emotions are labels for feelings and sensations. And the next part I have is important facts about beliefs.
Right. Let's just do some discussion. Any other insights or any examples coming up for you guys?
That was really, when I first went over this part, that was very interesting to me, that your beliefs are based on, what you had, were representation of those experiences. I went, oh, wow. Okay. So I was glad to know that. Okay,
Me
I'm
too. It
done.
was the same. It was definitely the same experience for me. Yes. Yeah. I kind of see like a table. It has legs,
Mhm.
you know. There's this belief that we kind of live our life with, but we just really look deeper into it, like, oh, it's just based on a memory.
Let's
And it
see.
doesn't have to be anymore, right?
See.
So yeah, interesting. Yeah. Andrew, would you like to read a
I
few
haven't got my,
sentences?
I'm sorry, I haven't got my book with me, Shish. So I'm interested in listening. I was just
Okay.
sort of thinking that with the beliefs, with the memories, the more you add to the memory, it becomes the belief. So
Yeah.
it's an add-on. So the memories create the feelings. And you keep on going back to those feelings, which raises the level on it until it becomes a belief. So yeah, get rid of the
Yeah,
memory, the initial memory, and the rest collapses.
it does. Right. Yeah, exactly. And then the more we keep affirming that belief, that memory becomes stronger too. It's like, oh yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
I believe this, oh, because that happened, right? Just we goes back and forth.
yeah. So you look for references and whatever that add to it,
Yeah,
reinforce it.
absolutely. It reinforces it. All right. Important facts about beliefs. Beliefs are not based on facts. They're based on internal proofs and internal evidences in form of memories with emotions added to them. The reason beliefs feel so real is because they have emotional connections, autonomic responses to them. It is the autonomic responses and not the actual facts that make the belief seem true and real. To change a belief, you need to change the memories that are providing the proof that support it, along with the autonomic responses by rewriting the mind with eutaptics techniques and processes. So it's really interesting how the autonomic responses are also connected to them, because sometimes you just don't even know, and then you have this autonomic responses, and that means, oh, it's not safe for me to go drive because I just got this feeling, perhaps, like this autonomic, without even thinking about it, without even like going to a belief, but it's just so that memory was so strong, perhaps, that just being in that situation, you get an autonomic response, and then the belief gets affirmed that, oh, driving is not safe, for example, or doing something is not safe because of that memory. Yeah. Any other insights? Okay. So yeah. So that's beliefs. Anything else about beliefs? Okay. And then in one of the previous weeks, we kind of were not able to cover what is stress. So that's page 26. Maybe we can cover the stress real quick before we head over to the next section. Hey,
Christy, I
Richard.
got a quick
Yes,
question.
yes.
Let's say you have a belief. Let's say I'm not good enough. Let's say that's a belief,
Mhm.
but you don't remember how you got there. How do you clean that up? Do you let the subconscious create a sample memory, or how do you address that? How do you clean that up?
So a lot of times, if you don't remember what happened, I would just start asking out of change questions.
Right. Okay.
You know, there might be references, there might not be a particular memory, but it could just be a mannerism of somebody else you watched. It could be
Hmm.
somebody else's belief,
Hmm.
or it could be a belief, a memory, belief based on a memory that you don't remember. But
That's what I'm
sometimes when
saying.
you just, yeah, sometimes, you
You get
believe,
to be my age, childhood memories aren't so clear anymore, the way they used to be.
yes.
But the
So I would,
beliefs is still there. Yeah.
exactly. So if, say, for example, with I'm not good enough belief, if I was starting to work on you, it's like, how do you know you're not good enough? So you might
Mm,
have proofs and references in your current life based on this belief. How do you know
hmm.
you're not good enough? So
Hmm.
when was the worst time you remember you were not good enough? When was the most recent time? And I would clear
Hmm.
those references and then ask, are you good enough yet? Like, no, I'm still not. How do you know?
Hmm.
There's this feeling, and then we'll tap on the feeling, right? And I believe slowly the brain will start bringing up older, maybe the first references, the oldest references, somebody said something to you that you're not good enough or
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
acted in a way. So once the top layers get cleared up, a lot of times the older layers come up.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I would just
That's
keep
very
digging
good.
in. Yeah, keep
Yeah.
digging in. Mhm.
Thank you. They
Um,
answered my question. Okay.
okay,
Thank you
good.
very much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
No, that's very good. That's very good. Okay.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
All right, we have Andre. Welcome. Okay, so we are just going to cover what is stress real quick. That we skipped over in the last, I think, two sessions ago. So, who would like to read? Diane, would you like to read this first section of what is stress?
Sure. So, what is stress? Stress is the body's response to perception. Although it may seem that people, circumstances, and events outside of yourself are causing the stress, the truth is, stress is caused by your perception, not the triggers. Two people could experience the same event in the same way with the same details, and one may feel stressed by it while the other is not. What's the difference? The subconscious holds different references, which means that each of those people is looking at the same event through different perception. If your subconscious contains evidence in the form of memories, not necessarily conscious memories, that prove big dogs are dangerous, then when you encounter a big dog, it will prompt your brain to trigger the stress response in your body. If you don't have that reference, your subconscious will have no evidence that big dogs are dangerous, and you will not experience the stress. Change the reference and you change your body's response. Change the memories and you change the stress.
Any
Sounds so
insights on that?
simple, doesn't it?
Does, right?
But
It does.
but it isn't. I guess it's
Yeah.
simple. It's just not easy.
Yeah, because it's like such a accepted, like not accepted, but it's just a prevalent thing all over the world that we do that victimhood
Yes.
role that we all fall into so easily, right? So readily that we want to just be victim, but it's just if we can just remember that stress is caused by your perception and not the trigger, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's no room for being a victim. It's more about, okay, it's my own perception. How can I change my perception? How can I change the meaning I'm giving to this thing?
Yes.
And then the trigger doesn't have any feet to stand on. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Yeah, and then the evidences, and then when we say, okay, it's caused by my own perception, what is my evidence here? Like where have I noticed it before? When have I been you know, a victim in similar kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
And then we can go and clear up those evidences and clear up our own perceptions.
That's a big one for me. Pardon me, and probably a lot of us that finally get to this place. That victimhood, wow, it travels with us from childhood. For me, traveled with me from childhood, and choices I made in adulthood, and then choices I made in later adulthood, and still I land up feeling like that sometimes, and it's one of the things that I really dislike about the way I feel and the way I make choices is that residual feeling of being a victim after I make a choice. Like I didn't have a choice in it. It really wasn't a choice, but I know it's a choice, but I still sometimes it still feels like I didn't have a choice,
Yes.
which leaves
Yes,
the
it does.
feeling of victim.
It's,
Yeah.
yes, it does. And I think it's like, it's that default mode we all fall into, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, um, but I think, personally, I feel like once we successfully make a more empowering, a more compassionate choice, a more step into this place of ownership and a place of and making an adult decision, but not a decision based on like hurt feelings or a judgmental place of like a parental kind of place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then as we're stepping into our being an adult and making the right choice that is right for not just us, but for everyone else involved, a better choice. I think, or like we also like perhaps step into our own empowered self and a place of self-love and be strong in it. And from that, like whenever we have to make a choice, if we can just step into that part of us that is an adult, a self-loving and loving for all. And then if we look at the situation, the perception changes,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's not as, yeah, it's not as triggering. It's not as like
Mm-hmm.
life and death situation anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Yeah. And I can see that even as you were speaking. I can see that with a couple of the choices I'm currently making with helping our daughter, which is where I am right now. Um, Instead of feeling like I have to, and I want to, but I still feel sometimes like it's almost not a choice. I just have to be there for her.
right.
But yeah, it's the
So,
perception of, yeah,
yeah,
it's done out of love instead of out of, what, I don't know what that word is. Just, there's a
responsibility,
uh,
residual something.
residual guilt and just,
Guilt. Exactly. I know. Yeah, I have a really good example of that. But yeah, I was gonna say that um, then we can step into more, get out of that victimhood and then we can
mhm,
make a choice. Because when we change the meaning, yeah, I had some computer work to do and I was like, when I started doing it, all this old past references unconsciously started coming up. And then I had like severe brain fog, like my brain did not want to go there. And it's like, oh, I'm just getting brain fog. And I mean, like there was no control over it, right? It was
mhm,
like a very unconscious trigger. It was just it was like an autonomic response. And when that happens, it's like you don't even know what's going on. But when you
mhm,
start dissecting into it, it's like, oh, it's old references. Now, how can I change? Then I worked on it, tapped on it, then change the meaning of it. Like, how can I change the meaning? oh, I can do it from the perception of contribution. I can do it because, oh, it's actually financially supporting me. Figure that. That's a better way to look at it than looking at it from the point of, oh, I'm a victim. What else I can actually do it because I get to do it. Or for example, with your daughter, doing it, changing it to doing out of love or guiding, um, you know, guiding your kids or things like that. So we can change once we release that emotional, the emotions behind it, the feelings, the guilt, right?
Mhm.
And then we can make a choice consciously to change the meaning of it.
Mhm.
And then install the memories, like visualizing it, like, oh, I'm doing it for my daughter, and visualize it.
Mhm.
Just cultivate those new feelings because the brain is in the habit of the feelings of guilt or perhaps something else too, right? So consciously changing the meaning and then visualizing it and cultivating that good feeling. So next
Mhm.
time you go to do it, it will be different. And every time you do it from a different perception, it will get stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun place to be. It's just sometimes it's a chore and
Yes.
sometimes it's just total fun. Total fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes. Yeah, just make those total fun moments stronger and rehearse
Yeah.
those as, happy journal, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone else have any insights, examples, questions? Okay, so who would like to read next? Go for it, Sherry.
Okay. Stress is the fight, freeze. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Inglese. Okay. Stress is the fight, freeze, flight response. It is a physiological state. Stress is the body's response to perception. It's how you're seeing the situation or event that is determining your body's physiological response, not the event itself. You cannot feel anything you don't have a reference for. Because the body and brain don't know the difference between reality and imagination, just thinking about something can cause the stress response, even though it may not be happening right now. Trying to get rid of stress by addressing the stress response will only produce temporary relief at best. To truly free yourself from stress, you need to change the references that are giving your subconscious, unconscious mind limbic system proof that the stress response is necessary. Changing the memories that are providing these references will result in an automatic change without the need for treating the stress itself. There will be no stress response triggered in the first place. Yeah, this is important. This is for me. My family go, "Oh, you're doing too much stuff. You're doing too much stuff. You're just so stressed." And I'm going, "But I'm not stressed. I love this." And so later on, I think sometimes you have so much stress, it just becomes the norm and not the abnormal. And now that I'm retired, I sit back and go, that's when she was talking about doing stuff. I think, well, I just want to be a brat. I just don't want to do anything, but you must do things. And so my stress level is about, I sure do wish that I'd get my butt in gear and get on this stuff I need to do, like Italian and level one, It's
Yeah.
so I sort of give myself stress for that and then go, oh, I don't want to, but that's okay. I'm a student now, so I'll do what I want. Okay.
There
Anybody
you
else?
go.
Sorry.
Also, when you were talking about it, I was thinking we can also pick up perceptions from other people,
Right.
right? It's like, oh, you're stressing too much. When you're saying, oh, this is not stress, this is fun. But when you keep hearing that, oh, it's supposed to be stressful, unconsciously, you can pick it up. And then that's just perception, that could become your perception because it was somebody else's perception. So we clear up all the resources, of,
Well, I'm
where we
probably
learned
just
it
not
from.
serious. I'm not serious enough to be too stressed. So there you go.
Yeah, there
Okay,
you
I'll be
go.
quiet.
No, you're good. Anyone else? Andrew, did you have any insights on that?
Sorry.
Oh, did you have any insights on that?
No, I was just sort of thinking about um, control, where sometimes you do things, or you think they made me do it, whereas it's realizing that it's actually you. You're giving your control to that other incident or whatever. Once you realize where you're giving control to, or something, you're allowing, or in allowance of something else, and you get that recognition, then you can deal with it and take control. So it's okay to feel if you allow yourself to feel a particular way. But if you're doing it because of an outside, well, then you're out of control.
Yes, definitely. I think it's a very deep point for sure because um, as you said, like you don't want to give it control, but it's okay to go and feel it, to release it. Definitely. And
Mm.
that's very important because sometimes when you go into like, oh, I just want to feel it, and then it controls you. You're just like feeling it the whole time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
notice it, feel it, and then we release it. And then, then we can take control. It's like, okay, I don't have to be that way anymore. It happened, but that's okay. I can release that. And in the future, I can, act from a better place.
yeah.
Yes, definitely. Okay, then let's get into page 34. I have the opposite of love is love, which is right after the beliefs. Because we covered all the other topics in between. You muted, Diane.
Sorry. What is the topic? My
The
book.
opposite of love is love.
Um,
It is right after the beliefs for me.
yeah, I have an older version.
Mhm. I have
I
page
don't know that I
34. Let's
have
see.
that. It's certainly
What's
not
your book?
after belief. 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can look in the index. Maybe you don't have it in your book, but
Yeah, I don't think I do.
yes.
I
Okay.
don't remember
I can
reading
read
it.
that,
Sure.
and then you can listen.
Will do.
Okay, I can send you a picture of this if you want. Send me an email or something.
Okay.
All right. The
Okay.
opposite of love is love. Love is really another word for survival. At its simplest form, the entire limbic system is designed for survival based on the brain's operational system, limbic system plus. Your survival system keeps you in homeostasis, where you belong, what it knows to be true and safe. The prefrontal cortex, the thinking system, may not like this because love has been made into something more than just survival. But the truth is that love is survival, and the emotional reactions keep you in a safe or a feel good place. So, any insights on that? Anybody? Like Robert says, like, what's the opposite of love? Some people will say hate. But why do you hate something? Because you want to stay safe. And that's self-love too, right? The opposite of love is, um, what else do we usually think opposite of love is?
I don't know, but that's one of the hardest
Fear.
concepts to get there. Love is
Yeah,
love, because we've
yeah,
been brainwashed, fear and also hate. That's what you hear. And so
yeah,
trying to remove that, that's been one of the weirder things for me that I go, now what? I have to read this several times to get this. but okay.
Yeah. And like, why do we hate something?
Protect you.
Do
So
what, Andrew?
love is a feel good. Love is a feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So and so dislike something or hate something, and that's really your body's response to keeping you away from whatever it is that you don't want to be near. So yeah, obviously then that's self protection, wanting to
Yeah,
feel
and
good.
that's love. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
love for ourselves still again,
yeah,
right? It just comes
that's
back
self.
around.
Yeah, it's all about
Yeah,
self and
yeah,
protection and good.
yeah. Self is survival, self-protection, and that's all, love for ourselves. So if you're hating somebody, something, then we're loving that as well, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
sometimes in that you find you're seeing something or subconsciously seeing something in it about yourself, that you're also not wanting to witness or recognize.
correct. Yes. Yes. And yeah, I kind of like that. What they said here is, um, where did it go? That love has been made into something more than just survival. We have all these like conceptions of love. It's like love, and all that, but it's all basically about survival.
Mm.
Yeah, we love God because it's about survival. We love anything because that it keeps us safe, or it does something for us, it's useful for us, and it's all about survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other insights? Kind of simple, but then it's deep. It's like there's not much to say about it, but it's deep. Certainly, it's something that's very thought provoking.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, and then I have the next topic is affirmations. Do you have it on around page 34, Sherry and Diane? Would you like to read it, somebody?
I have it on page 33. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I can read a little bit of it. And okay, affirmations. Although most people think of affirmations as positive, they can also be negative. An affirmation is anything we affirm within ourselves through visual, auditory, or kinesthetic means. Rehearsing any of these within your mind, whether good or bad, is a request for more of the same. Memories replayed in the mind are great wishes. Affirmations are more than just words. Inner chants, recalling what others say, recalled memories, mental images and movies, constant emotions, feelings, and sensations are all affirmations. I just think of me when something goes wrong and I get on my hamster wheel and I play it over and over and over and over again. And it just, middle of the night thing or trying to get to sleep thing, that's what happens is I get on my hamster wheel. And so I do a lot of affirming, but not necessarily positive affirming. But if I mess up, when the hamster wheel gets going. And it can go for days or it can go for weeks, depending on the situation. Yeah. Remember, feelings follow thoughts and create a good or bad emotional response. If you are affirming them repeatedly, they get bigger. Okay. So, did you want me to read more or somebody else to read?
Um, Anybody else has any other insight, Sherry?
No, I don't have anything after that. She had I don't know, I guess in the older book they had other stuff. Because
Mhm.
Yeah,
mine's
I
sort
didn't have
of,
that part either. Mhm.
so I mean,
Oh,
there's the
Yeah,
forgiveness
that was
part.
good to hear.
oh, well, there's
What's
more. Do you
Please
want to
do
hear
read.
more? Okay.
Yes.
What we practice within ourselves is preparation for future reactions or responses to life's events. The scripts we replay of past experiences are held within the unconscious mind. If we do not make peace with the pain, we hold these scripts as resources to be used in similar situations. It is important to clear out each memory, change all the actions of characters, and turn all unpleasant feelings into good ones. This will produce desirable outcomes in your life. Remember, your mind keeps the wisdom of all experiences. Important facts about affirmations. 1, affirmations can be negative as well as positive. 2, an affirmation is anything you repeat, whether it is positive or negative. 3, affirmations can be thoughts, feelings, self-talk, memories, or any other repetitive experience. 4, fearing something or worrying about something is affirming it. That's a biggie. Anyway, that looks like it for affirmations for me.
Yeah. We don't have that in the new books.
Ah.
So yeah, that was good to hear. Thank you. I
They
liked what
probably,
they said about the script part.
what's that? Sorry.
Oh, there was a couple of sentences in the beginning about the script you play and replay.
Yeah. Oh, for me, and yeah, and here, and then important fact about affirmations: fearing something or worrying about it is affirming it. And yeah, I try not to live my life in fear, but it certainly comes in sometimes. Yeah.
Because
But
it's
yeah,
about survival.
the scripts we replay of past experiences are held within this unconscious mind. Yeah. And yeah, I need to
Very true.
replay the positive scripts as well.
One of the hardest things, I went to the recent level 1 in-person training.
Okay.
One of the hardest things we did was to do the affirmations. And then we had to use all this stuff to find it out, all these things. And then when I'm reading it, I'm going, I had to laugh the whole time. But then finally I said, no, I must affirm this, because the things that, you use your name just to get you going, you use your name and numerology and I don't know, horoscope, all this stuff. But when you put them together, it's fascinating. And I had the AI, I just threw them in there and then they wrote them for me. And I said, well, I'm so special. So, but they're very affirming, and I enjoyed doing that, but it's really hard to affirm everything every day, because sometimes I go, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I need to do it more, so I'll quit rolling my eyes when I say it out loud." But yeah,
Yes.
right. Okay. I mean, yes, of course. Sorry.
What I found is instead of the way we do the level 1, there's a whole bunch, I had pages and pages. But now what I do is I just take one affirmation, uh, just one affirmation, one sentence, and I try to do it like 50 times a day. Even if I don't believe it, it's pretty fast. Like if I'm walking, like, just going on my walk or run, I would do the affirmation. Or I just take 5 minutes in the morning, I do as many as I can. And then if I'm falling asleep and I'm having a hard time falling asleep, I just start chanting my affirmations. Uh, what, and even if it's hard to believe in the beginning, um, what happens is personally speaking, of what happened for me was when I found an actual proof of that in my life, I was able to attach that affirmation to that, and it became more real. So just an example, a simple one is like, I love myself. It was bigger than that, right? But when I found an actual experience of it, gave me a proof of why I love myself. And then I was like, when I do that affirmation, I have the pictures of that experience, and goes deeper and it comes stronger. So like now when I say I love myself, I mean it, because an experience showed me why I have a good reason to love myself. So, this is just a simple example. So, you do that affirmation and it becomes so deep-seated that it's going to be looking for proof of why this affirmation is true. And it's your true self. So like do that affirmation, like I would just take one affirmation that you really want to have happen in your life or affirm or be, become or feel, and just do it over and over. And that one just goes deep, and then then that becomes very true, you can get on to the next affirmation because that one is like deep seated.
Okay, that's a great
Yeah,
idea. Thank
try
you.
that.
I'll
Yes.
try that. Because
And
otherwise
how
it's just like you're chanting, oh yeah, 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 going on
right.
one. Okay.
Exactly. So how I do it is like 50 times is I kind of do like a set tapping. You tap on your thumb, finger, this. So and then you count with this. This is 5, so 5 times 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, that, and then do one more set. So I'll just say, I love myself, I like myself, right? This is 1. I love myself, I like myself. 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 Then that's 5, then do 5 more, 15, 20, 25, and then do one more set. And you can just do it while you're walking, you just kind of count, easy way to count that you at least did 50 times. So that's how I do them. And then just put as much emotion behind it. You can even do like put emphasis on different words. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. So it just like goes deeper and the brain is listening. And then, like Robert says, you can do it from the second person perspective, right? So we can do like, um, Diane loves herself. Sherry loves herself. Or oh, Sherry, you love yourself. Diane, you love yourself. Things like that. So you can do it from like somebody else is saying to you and you're saying to yourself. And the third person perspective, Sherry loves herself, things like that. Andrew loves himself. So, and Andrew, you love yourself. So you can just do it in 3 different perspectives, from points of views, and it goes like deeper. It's like the brain is listening. Oh, somebody said my name. Here I am. Yeah.
Another way that I've done it, because you did the 50 affirmations, what was that, September or August? One of those months. And I thought, oh, that's a lot. But you're right, like literally within minutes. But I started doing this. I'm healthy, I am strong. I am healthy, I am strong. And so I would try to tap it in and to try to find the feeling, to find a link to reality, to my reality or whatever. And then once I could find that, then I could tap it in a little bit deeper. And then, but I forget to do it now that the month is over. I forget to do it. But I know years ago I had read, look in the mirror, look in the mirror, look in your eyes. I love myself. And that, I couldn't look in the eyes. I would always have to look away. And when I finally could look in my eyes, it was the weirdest thing because after a while, I could actually like pieces of myself. It didn't come as I love myself as a whole. It came in little pieces and snippets, and it would come and go, just like a lot of these things in this program or this way of life do. They kind of come and go depending on where I'm at emotionally or physically or financially or whatever. But it got to where I could say that and look at myself. But it didn't, Sherry, it didn't just, oh yeah, I have 50 affirmations and here they are and they're true, because they don't start off to be true. They start off to be just words on a piece of paper. But I found that the tapping, just like it helps with the other things, it helped to internalize it. And I think it helped my subconscious to find its own references and then bring them forward to me.
Certainly. Yes. Definitely. And if there are any references coming up, why is there no reason to love myself? Then you just tap on it and release those, just write them down. Why shouldn't you love yourself? Right? Or who didn't love you? Then that's a good reason. That's a good, way to find the memories that we need to tap, release those, and then keep tapping them and just say thank you. And there you are, and I think it's just repetition, it takes months. And then finally you find a piece that is so true to yourself, a good reason to love yourself, and it will come because you've been affirming it. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, that's why I love myself. Yes. Okay, so since we are on affirmations, does anybody else have any ways they do affirmations or any other insights, questions? Hey, Richard?
Yeah, I wanted to say that when I started, somebody pushed me to do the Louise Hay thing, say I love myself to the mirror. You can see my mirror here, right? I'd walk over here. This is years ago, about 8 or 9 years ago. I'd walk over. I love myself. I started freaking out. I really started freaking out, and I was getting very angry and upset with the whole situation. I felt like I was being forced to say it. Blah blah blah. I changed it to I accept myself, which I knew was rational because you got to accept yourself because otherwise you can't move forward in life. That's just the rational thing to do. So I started using that, and that helped a lot. And eventually, I was able to say I love myself. I usually say I accept myself. I use that a lot. And you can say I love and accept myself. So I found a lot less resistance. Now, maybe I was avoiding releasing the resistance to I love myself. So it might be a good idea to go back to say I love myself and bring up the resistance and let that go. But when I started it out, it was just too strong. I couldn't handle it. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Yeah, good
sometimes you take
job.
steps. You take
It
steps.
does.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
does take steps.
Uh,
Good job on
yeah.
that. Keep
Thank you.
keep
Thank
going
you.
on that.
Just
Thank
sharing
you.
the experience. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so I was thinking since we're on affirmations, I have on page 106, making affirmations work. Those, we can just cover up affirmations all the way through. So it's towards the back of the book. Do you have it in your book, Diane?
I'm still looking.
Yes.
I
Look in
won't
the
have it on
index.
106, but
Look in the index and see if you find it.
yeah, I am.
Where did you find it? Would you like to read? 104. You have it 104.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Affirmations are more than just words. Inner chants, recalling what others say, recalled memories, mental images and movies, constant emotions, feelings, and sensations are all affirmations. Remember, feelings follow thoughts and create a good or bad emotional response. If you are affirming them repeatedly, they get bigger. I'm going to keep going or stop. Oh,
Well, you can keep going. Yeah.
oh, okay. I thought I lost you. Okay. How to create affirmations. Find and say the affirmation out loud. Example, I love myself just the way I am. Okay. Notice any resistance, tap away any resistance, test it to make sure all resistance is gone. Tap in the affirmation, repeating verbally at all points. Visualize it, feel it, hear it as if it were true. Affirm that it's true, tapping the point saying, that is how I'm naturally and easily. Oh, that's how I am naturally and easily. Tap the point saying, I am so grateful. Thank you, God. Okay, what we practice within ourselves is preparation for future reactions or responses to life's events. The scripts we replay of past experiences are held within the subconscious, unconscious mind limbic system. If we do not make peace with the pain, we hold these scripts as resources to be used in similar situations. It is important to clear out each memory, change all actions of characters, and turn all unpleasant feelings into good ones. This will produce desirable outcomes in your life. Remember, your mind keeps the wisdom of all experiences. The best affirmation is the one that makes you cringe. Example, I love and approve of myself. Okay. You are the best. Okay.
You are, yeah. The best affirmations are the ones that make us cringe because there are resources there. And like Richard was just sharing, that made him cringe. He couldn't do it, and so he kept going at it. And, when we can change that, what's the thing, the biggest trigger is the biggest healer. What's the one that Robert says? The jackpot, right? When you hit the jackpot, that's where the biggest healing is, right? So the biggest affirmations are the ones that make us cringe, right? So yeah, Diane, just keep going at it. So, any insights on how to create affirmations?
I just wanted to say, if I had known when I started saying I love myself would make me cringe, and somebody said, expect to cringe, Richard, this will make you cringe, I would have been a lot more accepting of the cringing. I thought I was going to love myself by saying it, so I had these expectations. But if I had known, well, that'll probably make you cringe, but you stick with it for a while, I would have been better. But it's okay.
Right.
Yeah,
And you now started again.
No, but saying it now in this session, it changes everything. So okay, say it. Say the things that make you cringe. Well, that's what you want to do. Now that changes the whole exercise. See what I'm saying? Because now
Doesn't it?
you're aiming to get something cringy. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
you are.
I get it. I get it.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome the cringe.
Yeah, welcome to cringe. Exactly.
That's right.
Embrace it.
Embrace
Okay.
it. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Hey,
gonna
Mary. All right. Mary just showed up. So, hey, Mary.
Hi, I got the time a little bit wrong. Sorry about that.
I know I changed it. Sorry about that. Yes, I was hoping everyone will catch it. So, yes. Do you have any insights or anything to share about that, Mary? Affirmations.
Well, yes, I have recently been practicing depression and practicing procrastination, and I'm pretty miserable right now. So I'm really happy that you're covering this. I'm gonna have to watch it in the replay. Yes. But it's really true. It's like what you say, you bring on, and I've just been doing that. I tried adding too much into my life, and it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. So now I have to get back to reality and uh, start start doing better conversations with myself. But thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. As we read in the previous page, affirmations can be good or bad, whatever we practice and say to ourselves and see. Affirmations are not just words, it's pictures we play inside, the feelings we feel all the time. They become affirmations and they become real and true. So as soon as we notice it, like, oh, I'm doing depression here. Okay, just notice it. And it's about noticing. A lot of times we just do it kind of in the, autoplay. It just happens and it just keeps going down the spiral. So as soon as you notice it, and every time you'll notice it sooner and sooner and sooner, and you'll be able to nip it in the butt right away.
100%, because I noticed I was telling myself I am depressed, I am procrastinating. It's like, no, I'm not. That's not me. I'm just practicing it. So, strides are being made with my awareness and everything, and I'm so grateful for that. But thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So, we say I am depressed instead of start saying I'm doing depression. Okay. So what else can I do that would be better for me? you know,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
really
just
about
find
being
a,
your own, yeah, it's really about being your own gatekeeper.
yes,
So
absolutely.
you're letting in what you want and realize and recognizing what you don't want. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
your own house. If you don't
exactly.
want somebody in your house, you shut the door on them.
Yeah. And as you were talking about, it's okay to feel it, but don't lose the control. Nice bullseye there, Mary. Uh, yeah, allow yourself to feel it, but be in control of where you're taking it. Like, you can watch the replay. Andrew mentioned, like, allow yourself to feel it, but you are in control. You take charge. You be the gatekeeper of your mind, body, and heart. And then, yeah, catch it. And then, this would be a good way to do it. Find a positive opposite affirmation, that you would want to have in your life. Say that, find any resistance, write down all the references or all the feelings that you're feeling. Anybody said something, whatever happened, when did the depression start? Write the list down. You work through that list, release all that while you're doing the depression. And then, this 8-step guideline is say the affirmation, notice the resistance, tap on the resistance, and then test to make sure all the resistance is gone. So say, for example, the opposite of I'm depressed is I'm joyful. Okay, I'm joyful. Is there any resistance? Is there something inside me? Any picture coming up? Any words coming up? Any feelings coming up? That's saying, no, you're not joyful. So test that and then tap away and again, anything that's there, you just tap it. And then you tap it in, I'm joyful, I'm joyful, I'm joyful, I'm joyful. Visualize it, feel it, see it, hear those words, and then hear it in like 3 different ways. I am joyful. Mary is joyful. Mary, you are joyful. So, do the affirmations in all those 3 ways and just really feel that good feeling. Affirm that it's true. This is how I am naturally and easily. And then just give your thanks. Thankful. I am so grateful. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, higher self, whatever you believe in. Yeah. So just keep find all the references, Mary, and that, and it's like it gives us an opportunity. Like, how can this? Okay, I am depressed. How is that an opportunity to feel better? Because every time we're triggered or everything that's bad in our life, that's an opportunity to become our truer and better self. So, any other insights, anyone? Any examples, any questions you would like to share? Okay.
No,
So,
but
yeah,
I know you're about to stop, but
no,
thank
it's
you
good.
for doing that with the affirmations because sometimes I go into the spiral pity party of one. So now I'm just going to do happiness, a big party, and okay, I'll start tapping that way. I just normally I don't know what I do,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah.
what I
And
just
then
said.
allow yourself to notice if there's anything opposite coming up. Notice
Yeah,
that, write it down,
yeah.
tap on it, find the references, and that happiness party will get bigger and more true.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Mary. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Is there any other questions or anything we need to cover? Okay. I'm gonna go back to wherever we were. Okay. So next week, um, what is, let's talk about what is energy. And we did the 2 models of the world in the first time we got together, and then we can do the RAS. I'm sure we can easily cover energy, RAS, the power of what you don't want. I think those would be 3 good ones to cover. Okay. Yep. Sounds good, everyone? All right. You all have a good week and happy Thanksgiving to whoever is in the US. And thank you for everyone who is not. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. So next week, will it be this, what time will it be? The same time as today?
Yeah, so it's 11 Central, if that works. Does that work good for you, Mary?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
Thank you
sorry
so
about
much.
that. Yeah.
That's okay.
So, yes. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow, next week, next Monday.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
gracias.
You're welcome. Gracias. Bye.
You
Ciao.
all. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.